Have you ever felt stuck in life, even though you have tried many different things? Maybe you started something with big excitement, but after a few days or weeks, your energy started to disappear. You are not alone. Many people feel this way. Maybe you started a new hobby, like learning guitar. At first, you were very excited. You watched videos, learned some chords, and practiced every day. But after a week or two, other things got in the way. You started to skip practice, and soon you stopped. Or maybe you decided to eat healthier. You threw away all the snacks, bought fruits and vegetables, and told yourself, this time I will really do it. The first few days were easy, but then a birthday party or a busy day at work made you break your rules. The truth is, many of us begin with a lot of motivation. At the beginning, everything feels possible. We are full of dreams and plans. But somewhere along the way, that excitement fades. We get tired, busy, or distracted. Suddenly, it feels easier to give up than to continue. We say, maybe next time, or I will try again later. Sometimes, we feel guilty for stopping, but we do not know how to start again. The cycle continues again and again. But what if I told you that this is not just your problem? This is something that happens to almost everyone, everywhere. Even the most successful people in the world have felt this way. The real secret is not about having endless motivation. Today, we are going to talk about something that is often underrated: consistency. Yes, consistency. Not just passion or motivation, but the simple act of doing small things again and again, even when you do not feel like it. Maybe you think that big changes need big actions. Maybe you believe that success comes from one big moment. But the truth is, real change happens because of small, repeated steps. Consistency is the real secret behind every big transformation. Why is consistency so powerful? Why do people talk about it, but not always practice it? Why is it so hard to stay consistent in our daily life? These are questions we will answer today. We will share stories, research, and real-life tips. We will also break some myths about consistency. Sometimes people think it means working hard all the time or never making mistakes. But that is not true. Consistency is about coming back even when you fail and doing small things regularly. I promise, by the end of this episode, you will see consistency in a new way. We have an inspiring story to share and practical tips that you can try right away in your own life. This episode might be the start of your next big change. Are you ready to discover the real secret behind all big achievements? Are you ready to learn how consistency can help you reach your goals one small step at a time? Stay with us because you do not want to miss what we have in store for you. Let's begin this journey together. And remember, you do not need to be perfect. You just need to keep going step by step. This is the real key to change. Now, let's dive deeper into this topic and find out why consistency is so important. Before we continue, think for a moment. What is something that you tried to start but could not finish? Was it learning a language, exercising, or maybe saving money? Keep that in mind as we go through this episode. You are not alone in this. Later, we will share a story that will inspire you. We will also give you some practical and simple tips that really work. So make sure you stay until the end, because this episode is full of useful advice and real stories. Today's episode is special. We want to make sure you do not just listen, but also take action. We will challenge you to do something simple for 1 week. If you join this challenge, you will see for yourself how powerful consistency can be. So, if you are ready, let's start this episode. Get comfortable, maybe grab a drink, and listen carefully. Today, we will unlock the real power of consistency together. And remember, every big change starts with one small, repeated step. Let me share a story from my own life. Maybe this story will sound familiar to you. A few years ago, I wanted to become healthier and lose some weight. I promised myself that I would exercise every morning. The first week was amazing. I woke up early, put on my sports clothes, and did some simple workouts. I felt proud and happy because I was doing something good for my body. Every time I finished exercising, I felt stronger and more confident. I even told my friends about my plan. But after about 10 days, I started to feel tired. One morning, I woke up late. I told myself, it's okay, I can skip today. I'll start again tomorrow. But the next day, I felt even more tired. Soon, I was only exercising once or twice a week. A few weeks later, I stopped completely. All the motivation and excitement I had at the beginning was gone. I looked back and felt disappointed. I asked myself, why is it so hard to keep going? I knew what I wanted, but I could not stay consistent. Does this story sound familiar? Maybe you have had a similar experience with your own goals. It could be with exercise, studying, starting a business, or learning something new. We often start with great hope, but staying consistent is not easy. Sometimes we blame ourselves. We think, I am not strong enough, or maybe I am just lazy. But actually, it is normal to feel tired, bored, or distracted after the excitement fades. Almost everyone goes through this cycle. I have also tried to learn a new language. At first, I downloaded language apps and watched online videos every day. I wrote new words in a notebook and even practiced speaking with friends. The first 2 weeks were fun and full of progress. But after a month, I started to miss my practice. Life got busy. There were days when I just wanted to relax and watch TV. Soon, my notebook stayed on the shelf and my language app was left unused. My progress stopped and my dream fell far away. If you are listening to this and thinking, that's me, you are not alone. Many people have dreams and goals, but the real challenge is to keep going, even when things get tough or boring. This is where consistency becomes very important. Let's take a moment. Try to remember a time when you started something new. Maybe you wanted to read more books, cook at home, or save money for something special. How did you feel at the beginning? Was it exciting? Did you feel powerful and hopeful? Now, think about what happened after a few days or weeks. Did your energy start to drop? Did you get busy with work, school, or family? Maybe you skipped one day, then another, until your new habit was gone. This is a very common experience. It is not easy to keep doing something again and again. Our minds love new things. We love the feeling of starting fresh. But to reach any big goal, we need to continue, even when we do not feel excited. That is where the magic really happens. So, to everyone listening, ask yourself, have you ever started something and then stopped halfway? Did you feel sad or frustrated about it? You are not alone. Even I, your host, have struggled with consistency many times in my life. But I have learned something important. You do not have to be perfect. Everyone falls down sometimes. What matters is that you get back up and keep moving forward. Even small steps can lead to big changes if you keep taking them. If you have a story like mine, you are in good company. We all face moments when we want to give up. The good news is, we can learn how to build consistency together. We can become people who finish what we start, little by little. Today, I want you to remember, you are not the only one who finds it hard to keep going. Even people who look very successful have had moments of weakness and doubt. The real winners are the ones who keep trying, even after failing. Later in this episode, I will share some stories from listeners just like you. I will also give you practical tips to help you stay consistent, no matter what your goal is. So keep listening, because this episode is made for you. Before we move on, take a deep breath and think of one thing you want to do, but have trouble finishing. Keep it in your mind, because we will use it as an example for our tips later. You are on a journey, and every step counts. Remember, nobody is perfect. We all have ups and downs. The most important thing is to keep trying, even if you take a break. Progress is not about speed, it's about not stopping completely. Let's learn together how to build true consistency. Now, let's talk more about what consistency really means. You might be surprised. Consistency is not about being perfect. It is about making small efforts day after day. In the next part, we will break down the real meaning of consistency. So, what does consistency really mean? Many people think that to be consistent, you must work hard every single day without any breaks. Some even believe you must do everything perfectly. But actually, consistency is much simpler than that. Consistency means doing something again and again, even if you do it in small amounts. It is not about making big changes in one day. It is about taking small steps, but taking them every day or every week without giving up completely when things get hard. Imagine you want to learn how to play the piano. If you practice for 5 hours only one day, you might get tired and bored. But if you practice for 15 minutes every day, you will get better slowly and steadily. That is the power of consistency. You do not need to be the best or the fastest. What matters is that you keep showing up. Even if you do not see big results right away, small actions add up over time. Just like water drops can fill a big bucket, small steps can lead to big success. There are some myths about consistency. One myth is that you must always feel motivated. The truth is, no one feels motivated all the time. Consistency is about doing things even on days when you do not feel like it. Discipline is sometimes more important than motivation. Another myth is that if you miss a day, all your progress is gone. That is not true. Missing one day does not mean you have failed. You can always start again the next day. What matters is that you do not quit for good. Progress is about coming back. Fact. Studies show that people who keep doing small actions regularly are more likely to reach their goals than people who work very hard for only a short time. This is because habits are built by repeating the same action over and over. For example, if you want to get stronger, it is better to do 10 push-ups every day than to do 50 push-ups only once a month. Your body and mind learn best from regular, repeated practice, not from big actions done just once in a while. Let's look at daily life. Imagine brushing your teeth. You do not brush your teeth for 2 hours once a month, right? Instead, you brush for 2 minutes twice a day. Over time, these small actions keep your teeth healthy. That's consistency in action. Consistency can also be seen in learning. If you want to learn English, studying for 10 minutes every day is more effective than studying for 5 hours once a month. Small, steady practice makes it easier for your brain to remember new things. Fun fact, according to a study from University College London, it takes about 66 days to build a new habit. This means that doing a small action regularly for about 2 months can turn it into something automatic. Your brain will make it easier. So, do not worry if your steps are small. What matters is that you keep taking them. Many successful people in the world reach their dreams not because they are special, but because they do not stop, even when they feel lazy or bored. Consistency does not mean you never make mistakes. It means you always try again. If you fall off your plan, just get back up and start where you left off. Over time, these small efforts will become a habit, and habits can change your life. To sum up, consistency is about doing something again and again, no matter how small. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to keep trying. Over time, these small steps will become big progress. That is the real power of consistency. In the next part of our episode, we will share a real-life story about someone who used consistency to change their life. Get ready to feel inspired by their journey and imagine what could happen if you stay consistent with your own goals. Now, let's listen to an inspiring story about someone who changed their life with consistency. The story is about a woman named Maya. She is not a famous celebrity, but her story can teach us a lot about never giving up, even when things get hard. Maya grew up in a small town. She always loved to read and dream. As a child, she wanted to become a writer. She wrote short stories in her notebook, but she was too shy to show them to anyone. When Maya grew older, life got busy. She finished school and got a job in a shop. She worked long hours, and when she came home, she was tired. Still, every night, Maya wrote a little in her notebook. Sometimes it was only a few sentences, but she did not stop. She kept her dream alive. There were days when Maya felt too tired to write. Sometimes she skipped a day, but she always came back to her notebook. She promised herself she would write, even if it was only for 5 minutes. Some people told her that her dream was too big. Many people around Maya did not believe she could become a writer. They said it was hard to make money from writing. Maya listened to their words, but deep inside, she did not want to let go of her dream. She kept writing, little by little. Months passed. Maya filled her notebooks with stories. She wrote before work, after work, and even during lunch breaks. She wrote at the bus stop, in the park, and sometimes in the quiet corner of her shop. Writing became her small daily habit. There were times when Maya wanted to give up. She felt her stories were not good enough. She compared herself to other writers and felt small. But every time she felt this way, she reminded herself, just keep going, even if it's only a little each day. One day, Maya decided to share one of her stories online. She was nervous, but she wanted to know if people would enjoy her writing. She posted her short story on a website for new writers. To her surprise, some readers left kind comments. People said they loved her story. Some even asked for more. Maya felt happy and a little more confident. She continued posting her stories, one by one. Every week, she shared a new story, even when she was busy or tired from work. Little by little, Maya's followers grew. People started to wait for her next story. They wrote messages, saying her stories made them feel hopeful and inspired. Maya's heart felt full. She realized that her small, daily efforts were making a difference. After 1 year, Maya had written dozens of stories. She started to believe in herself more. With help from her new online friends, she sent her best stories to a small publisher. Maya did not expect much, but she wanted to try. A few weeks later, Maya received a letter from the publisher. They wanted to publish her collection of stories as a book. Maya could not believe it. All those small steps, writing every day, sharing her stories, and not giving up, finally led to something big. The day her book was published, Maya cried tears of joy. She remembered all the days when she almost gave up. She thought about the small moments when she wrote, even when she was tired, busy, or unsure. Every small step had brought her closer to her dream. People in her town started to notice Maya's success. They asked her, "How did you do it?" Maya always said, "I just kept going, even when it was hard. I wrote a little every day. I did not stop." Her story inspired others to follow their dreams too. Maya's story shows that you do not need to be perfect or famous to achieve something great. You do not need to do everything at once. All you need is to keep going step by step. Even small actions can lead to big results if you are consistent. Imagine if Maya had stopped after the first month. Imagine if she listened to people who told her to give up. There would be no book, no happy readers, and no dream come true. The magic happened because she chose to continue, one small action at a time. Think about your own dreams. What if you kept going, even when it is hard? What could you achieve if you chose to be consistent, like Maya? Close your eyes and imagine yourself reaching your goal, one little step after another. Sometimes, we only see the success of others. We see the book, the prize, or the finished project. We do not see the long road of small, repeated steps. But behind every success, there is always a story of patience, hard work, and consistency. Let Maya's story remind you that it is okay to start small. It is okay to feel tired, lost, or slow sometimes. What matters is that you do not give up. Your small actions, repeated every day, can change your life more than you imagine. So, next time you feel like stopping, remember Maya. Remember her notebook, her daily habit, and her courage to continue. If she can do it, so can you. Stay strong, stay steady, and keep moving forward. Your dream is waiting for you to keep going. Now, let's imagine together, what if everyone chose to be consistent? What kind of world would we live in? Maybe there would be more books, more music, more new ideas. Maybe more dreams would come true just because people did not stop trying. Before we continue to the next part, I invite you to reflect. Is there a Maya in your life? Maybe a friend, a family member, or even yourself. What dream could you reach if you made small, daily steps, no matter how hard or slow it feels? In the next part, we will talk about why being consistent is even harder in today's world and how you can overcome all the distractions around you. So stay tuned and get ready to learn more about how to protect your consistency. Now, let's talk about something important. Why is it even harder to stay consistent these days? In the past, people did not have as many distractions. Today, there are so many things that can take our attention away from our goals. Think about your daily life. Maybe you want to study or work on a project, but suddenly your phone beeps. You get a message or a notification from social media. Before you know it, you are scrolling and watching videos for hours. Social media is fun and can help us connect with friends, but it can also make it hard to focus. Every time we stop what we are doing to check our phones, it becomes harder to come back to our real task. Our brains get used to jumping from one thing to another. Sometimes we feel FOMO, which means fear of missing out. We see other people's lives online and start to feel we must always know what's happening. We do not want to miss out, so we keep checking, even if it means losing time for our own goals. It is not just social media. There are many distractions today: games, movies, messages, emails, and so much more. We live in a busy world with a lot of noise. This makes it very hard to build and keep good habits. Have you ever tried to read a book, but after a few minutes, your mind wants to check your phone? Or maybe you start studying, but after 10 minutes, you want to watch a funny video. This is normal in our world today, but it makes consistency harder. Let's be honest. All of us have lost focus because of distractions. Maybe you wanted to start a new habit, like journaling every night. But after a long day, it feels easier to watch TV or play with your phone than to write in your journal. If this sounds like you, you are not alone. Almost everyone has the same struggle. Even people who seem very productive sometimes lose hours on things that do not really matter. The key is to understand why this happens and how to manage it. Distractions are not always bad. Sometimes we need a break. But if we are not careful, they can stop us from reaching our goals. The first step is to notice what usually distracts you. Is it your phone, social media, chatting with friends? Ask yourself, what is the number one thing that breaks your focus? Once you know, you can start making small changes. For example, if your phone is the problem, maybe put it in another room while you work or study. Small changes can make a big difference. Let's make this interactive. If you are listening, take a moment and think about your biggest distraction. Is it TikTok, Instagram, or maybe just chatting with friends online? You can even write it down just to help you see it more clearly. Remember, everyone has something that makes consistency hard. What matters is not to feel bad about it, but to find ways to handle it. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be honest with yourself and try to make a better choice next time. Another problem today is that we have so many choices. You might want to learn something, but there are too many apps, videos, and books. It is easy to feel lost and end up doing nothing. That is why it is good to make a simple plan and stick to it. Try to set a clear time for your new habit. Maybe you want to read more. You can say, every night before bed, I will read for 10 minutes. When you do the same thing at the same time every day, it becomes easier to remember and to stay consistent. Sometimes we think that we need to wait for the perfect time or the perfect mood. But the truth is, there is never a perfect time. If you want to be consistent, you have to start even when things are not perfect. Another thing that makes consistency difficult today is comparison. We look at other people online and see their success. We think, wow, they are so good. I am so slow. This can make us want to give up. But remember, everyone moves at their own pace. Do not compare your beginning with someone else's middle. Maybe they have been working on their goal for years. The only person you need to compare yourself to is the you from yesterday. If you are a little better today, that is already a big win. Let's ask the audience again. If you could remove just one distraction from your life, what would it be? How do you think your life would change? Think about it for a moment and maybe share your answer with a friend or on social media. Being consistent in today's world is not easy, but it is possible. The first step is to notice your distractions. The next step is to make small changes to help you stay on track. Remember, you do not have to do it alone. Ask your friends or family for support. We will talk more about how to build a strong support system and give you some tips to help you stay consistent. In the next part, we will hear some stories and tips from our listeners, and you will get a chance to share your own experience too. So, stay with us and get ready to be part of our community. Together, we can fight distractions and become more consistent, one small step at a time. Now it's time for us to hear from you, our listeners. We love reading your messages and hearing about your journeys. In every episode, we ask you to share your stories, and today, we have some special messages and voice notes from our audience. Let's listen to one from Sarah. She wrote, I try to wake up early and exercise every morning. At first, I did it for a week, but then I stopped because I felt tired. But after listening to your last episode, I decided to try again. Now I do short exercises every day. Sarah also said, it's not perfect, but I feel happy because I'm more consistent than before. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing your story. Your experience shows that even if we fail, we can always try again and become better. Another message comes from Adam. He said, my biggest problem is social media. I always get distracted when I want to study. So, I started putting my phone away during study time. It was hard at first, but now I can study longer. I'm proud of my small progress. We love hearing stories like these. Maybe you have a similar story. Have you ever tried to build a habit and struggled to stay consistent? Or maybe you found a smart trick to help you avoid distractions. Your stories can inspire others too. We want you to be part of our community. That's why we invite you to share your own experience on social media using our special hashtag, Consistent Challenge. Write a post, upload a picture, or record a short video about your journey with consistency. Don't be shy. Sharing your story can help you stay motivated, and it can help others who are also trying to be more consistent. You never know. Your small step could encourage someone else to keep going on their own journey. We also want to do a quick poll. Here is the question. What is the hardest thing about being consistent for you? Is it lack of time, getting bored, distractions, or something else? You can answer in the comments or send us a message. We will share the results of this poll in the next episode, so stay tuned. Your answers are important and help us make better content for you. Remember, you are not alone. Many people have the same struggles, and together we can help each other. Thank you to everyone who has shared their story so far. If you want your story to be featured in our next episode, just send us a message or use our hashtag. We are excited to hear more about your progress and your tips for staying consistent. Don't forget to check our social media page for more polls, tips, and inspiring stories from other listeners. Being part of a community can make your journey easier and more fun. So join us and let's build good habits together. Now, let's review the tips for building consistency in a more natural way. One great way to begin is by starting with something very small. Sometimes, people try to change everything at once, but that can feel too heavy. Instead, begin with a tiny action that feels easy. For example, if you want to read more books, just open a book and read one page each day. If your goal is to get healthier, you might add one fruit to your breakfast or walk around your house for 5 minutes. Small changes are easier to repeat every day. Another helpful idea is to keep track of your progress. Write down what you do each day in a notebook or calendar. You can even make a simple chart or mark a big check on your wall calendar. Seeing your progress can make you feel proud and remind you to keep going. Sometimes, your environment can help you become more consistent. Try to make your surroundings support your habit. If you want to study, choose a quiet spot where you can focus. If you want to eat better, keep healthy snacks where you can see and reach them easily. Sharing your goals with others can also make a big difference. Tell a friend or a family member about what you want to do. Ask them to cheer you on or check in with you from time to time. When you know someone else cares, it can help you stay on track. Celebrating small victories is another simple but powerful way to keep your motivation high. Every time you complete your new habit, do something nice for yourself. Enjoy a favorite song, have a special snack, or simply smile and say, "I did it today." Let's hear a short story from one of our listeners, Leah. She wanted to drink more water each day. She started by having a glass of water after waking up. She drew a little water drop in her notebook every morning. These small drawings helped her see her progress. After 1 month, Leah noticed that drinking water had become a habit. She felt proud even if she sometimes missed a day. She always tried again the next day. For her, the small action of marking her notebook gave her a reason to keep going. Changing your space can make new habits easier too. If you want to do homework every night, ask your family to give you a quiet time for 30 minutes. Or maybe choose to work at the library where everyone is focused and quiet. If healthy eating is your goal, prepare snacks in advance and put them where you can easily grab them. The more you see good choices around you, the more likely you will stick with your habit. Having someone support you can turn a boring habit into something fun. If you and a friend both want to get more exercise, send each other a message after your walk. If one of you is tired, the other can give a few kind words of encouragement. Some days, you may not feel like following your routine. That's okay. Remember, the goal is not to be perfect. It's to come back to your habit even if you miss a day or two. Every time you return, you are getting stronger. You can also link your new habit with something you already do every day. Try stretching after brushing your teeth or reading after dinner. When you connect habits, you make them easier to remember and follow. Gentle reminders can be very helpful. Set an alarm on your phone, put a sticky note on your mirror, or ask someone to remind you. Sometimes a simple message or signal is all you need to get back on track. Be patient with yourself. Building consistency is not about making huge changes overnight. It's about the small things you do again and again. Over time, your efforts will grow into real progress. Believe in yourself and trust the process. Choose just one simple idea from these tips to try this week. Maybe you want to track your progress or change something in your environment. Do what feels easiest for you right now. Remember, one small action today can become a big change tomorrow. If you want, you can share your story or tip with our community online. Use the hashtag Consistent Challenge. Your words might inspire someone else to keep moving forward, even when things get tough. Stay with us, because up next is a special challenge for you. We want to help you put these tips into action in your real life. Get ready to join a fun, easy challenge that can make you more consistent day by day. Now it's your turn to take action. We believe that everyone listening can build more consistency in their life starting today. That's why we have a simple but powerful challenge for you. For the next 7 days, pick just one thing you want to do more regularly. It can be something very small, like reading for 5 minutes, writing one sentence in your journal, or drinking one extra glass of water. The most important thing is to keep it simple and do it every day, no matter how busy you are. This is not about being perfect or never missing a day. If you forget once, just try again the next day. Remember, the real goal is to see how it feels to repeat a small action again and again. Consistency is about showing up even when it's not easy. If you want to make it more fun, you can ask a friend or family member to join the challenge with you. Having someone to share your progress with can give you extra energy and motivation, especially on days when you feel tired or unmotivated. We also want you to share your journey with us and with others. You can post about your daily habit or your feelings during the challenge on social media. Tag our podcast and use the hashtag Consistent Challenge so we can cheer you on. Each day, try to notice how you feel after you finish your small habit. Are you proud? Did it get easier on the second or third day? Share your honest experience even if you miss a day. Other people may feel the same way, and your story can encourage them. At the end of the week, look back and see what you learned. Maybe you discovered that you are stronger than you thought. Maybe you enjoyed the process more than you expected. Celebrate yourself for every step you took, big or small. We will also check our hashtag and feature some of your stories in our next episode. So, don't be shy to share. You never know. Your small step could inspire someone else to begin their own journey of consistency. Remember, this challenge is not a test. It's a way for you to try something new and learn about yourself. No matter what happens, you will learn something important. You may even find that being consistent is easier and more fun than you first thought. So, are you ready? Choose your simple habit, commit to it for the next 7 days, and let's do this together. We can't wait to see your progress and hear your stories. Together, we can all become more consistent, one day at a time. As we come to the end of this episode, let's remember the most important message of today. Consistency beats everything. You do not need to be the fastest, the smartest, or the most talented person. What matters is that you keep going, step by step. Every big achievement in life comes from small, repeated actions. Even when you feel tired or face distractions, choosing to return and try again will take you closer to your dream. Consistency is the quiet force that makes real change happen. No matter where you start or how many times you pause, you can always begin again. Your journey is unique. Celebrate every little step forward because those small steps are building your future. You are capable of more than you think. We hope this episode gave you new ideas and inspiration. Remember, you are not alone. Many others are also working to build better habits, fight distractions, and grow stronger every day. Together, we are a community of people who believe in progress. Don't forget to join our 7-day challenge and share your journey with the world. Use the hashtag Consistent Challenge and tag our podcast. We are excited to hear your stories and maybe feature them in our next episode. Next week, we have a special episode about how to bounce back from failure and turn mistakes into your biggest lessons. You won't want to miss it, so make sure you subscribe and follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you for spending your time with us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends or family who might need a little push to keep going. Your support means a lot to us. See you in the next episode, and remember, consistency wins in the end. Keep showing up, and big changes will come. Have a great day and stay consistent.